Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mami Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Nos fuimos.
We're back.
Did you miss us?
Did you miss us? I missed us. I missed us. How are you?
I'm doing well. I mean, we're catching y'all up because we had a very busy summer.
This is our new set. We are coming to you live and direct from an undisclosed location. Mm-hmm. And what would you like to say about the set?
It's temporary.
She's a hater. I'm actually feeling this.
But you said
it's going to be very waiting for tonight. Oh, you can be here in my arms. This is temporary.
Yes. The location is not temporary. That plant that's stabbing Rosie on the back of the head.
In ways that I might be enjoying too much.
It's temporary. But we didn't want to wait to get stuff and, so we wanted to record and catch y'all up.
Exactly. So this season, we have some fun things that we didn't have last season.
Right.
Like?
We got some interviews coming.
Yes.
Got some interviews.
But before we get to that.
Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, the props.
The props. Props matter.
You can tell we don't rehearse.
So you can't really see my cup, but what does it say?
It says bichota because this is bichota.
We should delve into what that means. So this is not bichota season for us. This is bichota year.
Infinities.
With an F.
Ya tú sabes.
Diana also introduced another prop.
Oh yeah, we got some. So when the tea is piping hot.
I love these actually.
Yo, until we get some stuff that's cosita rana, maybe I can buy it.
Exactly.
Some merch.
Would you buy? I would buy some of the quotes and merch.
Absolutely.
We also need to come up with a name. I found out what's her name? Ice Spice? I know, I just gave away my age. Sorry. What does she call her people? Munchkins?
Munchkins.
Her Munchkins. Mm-hmm. Nicki Minaj has her Barbs. Mm-hmm. So I think we should come up with a name for our
people. Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
Cosotas? Mm. And then mommies. Mm. So maybe we'll put a box here. Or maybe we won't. It depends on how I feel when we're editing. But we would love to get some insight on what you're thinking. Box here.
What type of box?
Or here. We definitely know you should subscribe here.
Here. It's somewhere over here. Hopefully it's not on my titty.
Here. Right here.
Oh, let's talk about your titties.
Oh! Such a good transition. As we transition into what the season's going to look like, before we transition into that, vamos a hablar de what we've been doing all summer as my new gentleman walks by. Not as if he's my new gentleman, but he has no idea
that we're recording. That's why I just waved to him.
But we're recording. Anyway, we'll make sure to edit that out. So let's start over again. Or maybe we won't.
Just leave it.
We basically had the UPS man dropping a package.
And we said hi to him.
And we veered off.
It's life.
But what did you ask about?
Your titties. So last season we talked about titties and BBLs and titties.
And plastic surgery.
But you never showed them off. These are the healed. And
so another thing that I've never showed off is the fact that now I can wear things like a bodysuit. I won't get up because I'm wearing sweatpants.
And we only dress to the top up.
And part of the season is we're going to start being a little more chochera glam meets who we really are on like a Friday night when we were like 26. That being said, my tits feel amazing. It's officially 6 months. If you follow me on social media, I'm going to do this really cool thing that I guess I can tell you about. But I had marked on a shirt exactly where my breasts used to fall.
Mm.
And these little puppies don't fall anywhere near where those breasts used to fall. But I feel great. I still go and get treatments here for the scarring and like the massaging so that it doesn't scar under. How was that episode received? Not the one about my titties, but the one we did on plastic surgery, BBL. I think people were into it.
I don't remember, but if you didn't see it, go see it now.
By the way, my doctor did Doja Cat. I don't know if we talked about that. Excuse me, I'm also getting over a cold. Anyway, Diana, what have you been up to?
Well, I didn't get new titties or reduced titties or any type of new titty. My titties are the same. But I had a son graduate from high school. I had children that went to the prom, and nowadays proms.
Weddings.
Yo, fucking the money that goes into proms and dresses and tuxedos and the look, the vibe, because it's not just the look anymore, it's the vibe too. It's the vibe.
The whole package.
The whole shit. Even though my son...
So what was Nana's vibe? Wait.
Her shit was
Your
glam.
son was the senior.
He was a senior. He didn't care. He was like, drop me off at the prom, pick me up at the prom.
Did he go by himself?
He went by himself.
I took my mom to my senior prom. So I get that vibe.
Look,
yeah.
I it's sticking to the top of my chin again. Oh, well. Anyways.
I didn't even notice that.
Just in case my arm like,
I didn't even notice that. So
my
you
son
to drop him off?
Dropped him off, picked him up. No, dropped him off. He stayed the night. I picked him up the next day.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
Oh. So, I'm going to say that he didn't want to go with anyone specific because he wanted to weigh his options.
I got it.
Because I'm assuming a lot of girls went on their own too.
Yes.
I do think that this generation definitely has a better hold on, like, I'm doing me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really feel like going with anyone kind of vibes.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
And if I knew then what I know now, my vibes would have been, I really ain't going with anyone because I want to see what the night is going to turn into.
I'm not even going to bring up who I brought, but I probably shouldn't have brought him.
But you want to know why I brought my mom? Because, well, let's not even go there. Nobody was worthy of going to prom with me that year. I'll say that. Senior year. If I would have known then what I know now.
If we would have known then what we know now. Shit's crazy. But anyway, my daughter had junior prom.
How was that?
Glamorous. She wanted, like, we chipped in for a car and everything. It was a whole...
A car with a driver?
Yes.
Oh.
It was a whole situation with pictures. It was everything. I was just like... And this is just
Did she do pictures with, like, her friends, like, at the park? Like, they meet somewhere?
Yeah, so we had, like, a photographer. We went to the center of town. They took pictures there. We took pictures at their friend's house.
Cute.
Because we were going to go to Elizabeth Park. By the time everybody got ready, I was like, there's no way.
Right, because you're in...
Traffic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So proms, graduations. I went to Puerto Rico a couple times.
A couple times.
Amazing.
Let's talk about the last time.
Yo, Puerto Rico no me debe nada. Let me tell you, because every time I go there is amazing. But the last time that I went for the Lola Challenge to be part of the cheer squad, because the Lola Challenge is 3 races, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not a runner. So, therefore, I was there to
super fit and works out every day and cheer.
Don't say super fit because these arms could do better, but
matters.
Yeah, cheering does matter. And let me tell you that it gave me a lot of goosebumps, a lot of goosies, a lot of emotions, because there were so many people, including a woman in a wheelchair that did all 3 races, that had me in my feels all weekend.
Yeah.
And then to have these people doing these races for people or for causes, and having them be out there 4:30 in the morning running for miles and miles, and coming to the final destination, which was the Morro, and having them break down. I was crying with them all. I didn't know these people.
I know.
So it was just amazing. So I was telling Rocio, next year we should go just to be like interviewing, like.
But we could do it. They have a 5K, right?
They have a 5. Don't include me in no weed.
But that's like 3 miles.
Yo no voy a correr.
We can walk fast.
They have a 5K on Friday, a 10K on Saturday, and then a 21K, which is a half a marathon on Sunday.
Oh,
so
is it
3
half?
days of running.
So it's 26.2, 13.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that when Diana went, my question was like, when are they going to run this? Because it's in August it's so hot. So they start at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. So they run early in the morning. And then you have the rest of the day, just hang out, you go to the beach, discover Puerto Rico.
Do you feel like, But you went with a big group of fitness people.
I went with amazing, let me give them a shout out. I went with amazing women. Julie, who was my roommate, my girl. And then Rachel, my girl, who ran all 3 races. And she was like...
All 3 races?
All 3. I am so proud of her. She ran all 3 races. Yo. Right. And, you know what she also did? Because she be listening. She fucking put a dent in the casino because she was down there and she won every night. And then her sister Jolie and then Janet, who also ran all 3, and she's also amazing. So kudos to them. But we also had, you know, Vanessa was running and Wanda and Maria. There was so many people from Connecticut. I want to say about 50 plus that ran.
So are they in different
gyms, different gyms, different. But everybody that's from 30, I want to say from 30 to about 55 that lives in the Connecticut area have worked out or likes to live a healthy lifestyle know each other. Right. So it's like, because people frequent either the same gyms or they've gone to the same instructors or whatever the heck. So you get to know these people. And then once you start, you know, Facebooking about you going to Lola, then everybody links up. And
is Lola a person?
I don't know.
Besides your dog?
Besides J-Lo.
Oh.
Mark Anthony used to call
her. He calls her Lola. And then she has DeLola.
That fake, the alcohol that but she
doesn't drink. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
I love that. What else was happening?
What else happened? Oh, I went to 2 concerts. So I went to the Drake concert, as you know. Thank you.
Drake,
you guys made a connection.
She basically was like, hi, Drake.
Well,
nice to meet you, Drake. I was like, oh my, I should have gone to that show, and I'm not even like a fan, but
I'm a huge fan, and I'm a huge fan. I am a huge fan of Drake. Me and my kids, we love Drake. Like, so that's one thing that we can, you know, connect on. Because there's some other stuff I'll be like, who's this? You know, that mumbo rap. Yeah.
Didn't I say Ice Spice? Spice?
It is Ice Spice.
It is Ice Spice. She's from the Bronx.
She's so cute. But
I do know that.
So the Drake concert was surprisingly very good. I had a ball with my kids. We stood up the whole time. We danced. We sang.
I mean, no other way.
And then we went, and that was in Brooklyn. Then we went, my husband and I and a group of friends went to 50 Cent, and it was a total opposite. And I love 50. But 50, I don't know, is he 50? He's not 50. He's like probably 40 something, but he's a rapper. He's not a performer. You know what I'm saying? But it was good, the nostalgia of the music and the songs and all that stuff. But just like the concert going from Bad Bunny to like a Drake or something like that, then you're expecting big things from and you shouldn't. You shouldn't have high expectations.
He's 48.
He's okay, so he's almost 50.
So when he sings, it's your birthday, he's 48.
But then Busta Rhymes opened up for him, and I had seen Busta Rhymes.
He looks great.
He looks amazing.
Well, he lost a lot of weight.
He lost a lot of weight.
Because I went to a show where he couldn't even breathe.
Yeah,
really nice guy.
He had to. And he was fun, but you can tell, you know, it was a rumor in the stadium in the arena, that he was rushing off to go to the New York 50th anniversary hip hop. So we
it was the same night. So you got a quick.
We sort of got like a quick. And it wasn't even full out. So we was like, come on. Because I've seen him perform before, and I was just like, come on. No, but you know, it was good to see them. And then lots of rain this summer. Lots of rain. If you're in the Connecticut area, lots of rain. But other than that, everything's good. I can't even complain. I'm happy with my family. Everything's good.
And we're so excited about season 2. What did I do this summer? So I moved across the country. I'm back on the East Coast somewhere. Sophie started a new school. The transition has been interesting. More difficult for her than I thought it was going to be, but she's doing great. On not so good news, my best friend passed away from cancer. One of my very closest friends, who I mention here because ironically today's her birthday while we're filming this. But a lot of you have grown fond of her through social media, through my social media, Amber. And I did a live about how important it is to be a health advocate with her, which I find to be such a blessing that I was able to record that, because I feel like I can go back and look at just like our conversation, our banter, and our friendship in ways besides other pictures and videos. So we did her, she was cremated, and we did her going home celebration last week, and I was able to speak there, which was really nice. And I just felt like it was a way to honor her. And yeah, this summer has been a lot of huge transitions in a very short period of time. What else did we do? Oh, I solidified a new business client, and I've started working on a bigger brand, my own brand, which is exciting and very scary. Which I'll share and eventually, maybe not. And what else did I want to say here? Oh, I've missed recording. Well, me and Diana talk all the time, but I really missed recording. I missed this banter, so we are so excited to get into what this season is going to be about.
So we've been having a banter anyway. Before we started recording,
let's not even talk about the setup. And
hold on, no. Before we even started recording, and I don't care. Y'all know. I don't care. So I was like, just slide it in. How many of you girls have ever heard that?
Oh, let's ask this question in conversation here.
Can I just put the tip in back in the day when you was younger? What is that?
Just the head.
Just the head. Just that. The fuck out of here with that.
What happens, Brady, because you know this is me. What happens when there's not much past the head?
You get up and you walk out. What the fuck?
You get what I'm saying? What happens when it's
besides being disappointed?
You bring up a good point, because when we were younger, we were in high school, and you were like the good girl or whatever, so he never wanted to make it seem, but he was trying to have sex, and you were probably trying to have sex too. You were probably curious as well. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I'll just put the head in, it don't count. But once the head in, and once the head in.
The slide is happening.
But now as an adult, and now in my 40s, my question is, because I don't know if at that age I would have been able to be like, oh, wow. Or, oh, wow.
That's
you what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Like that's it? Or, oh, wow. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? But what happens, and I want to present this question, when the tip is it?
I don't know. Y'all answer that.
And then I want to address a question. Because, when we start discussing what the next season is going to be, in full transparency, which I don't think we know how to come any other way, we're going to talk a lot about not just sex, but a lot of other things that have to do with sex. But now that this is coming up, I want to address this question, and I'm going to make this clip into a social post. What happens when, and I want to know what you guys do, when you're horny, when you want to have sex,
oh shit,
but you don't have access to the sex? It got really quiet on set.
Because you know what I told you? I already told you. Depending on where you at, you just rub it off. I don't know what else to say.
I wish we would have recorded when this came up previous, because I said, of course you can masturbate, whatever, but at some point it's like, all right, and if you're, is there like a a Old Faithful, or what is it? Not an Old Faithful, or
a throwback?
A consistent, your jump off that you call, which is funny because a lot of
a maintenance man.
A lot of them think though that all women have that. I've actually heard that.
Yeah.
In comment, well, you got 2 or 3 that you could call, and in my head I'm like,
Jesus, 2 or 3.
Wow. And then I also heard over the summer, or maybe a few months ago, that women choose who to have sex with. What was it? Is it a little more vulgar? And men have sex with who they can have sex with.
Oh.
Have you ever heard that?
I think men just fuck whatever.
Well, that's basically what they're saying. But that women have the luxury of picking and choosing who they have sex with.
Well, there's some
And
women
then
there's some women that don't have the luxury of.
Well, now you're going too deep.
I'm just saying.
It's like, but I get what you're saying. Yes,
Yeah,
because
like-
I agree. It's not necessarily. I don't think it's a woman thing. I think it's just like. Is it a woman thing? Because some women don't have the luxury of picking and choosing. That's a whole nother episode.
It is. Because some women be like, well, I'm not, like, I've heard women say to other women, well, it's not as easy as it is for me to get, A, B, and C. And it's like, well, shit, how you know what she doing with pussy? Yeah,
Wait,
like,
it's not
not as easy for me to get, either sex or for me to get a guy as easy as it is for you. Like, I've heard a woman say that to another woman, and then the other woman's like, what the hell?
But in your opinion,
what do you know what I'm doing?
Observing, is it because of her?
Well, the person that was saying it wasn't an ugly person.
I was going to say, because are we saying
insecure? I think she was just insecure. The person she was saying it to is gorgeous, but at the same time, the person that's gorgeous also has her hang-ups. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. And I find, like, because we had this conversation before, that the most beautiful people have the most hang-ups.
Oh, I'm not going to name any.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but
everybody got their shit.
Sure.
Everybody got their bag of skeletons. Everybody got their insecurities. You just deal with them shit. But don't ever, like, when I heard that, I was like, why would you even say that out loud? And that's supposed to be your girl. Like, so if you're thinking that out loud, you think another shit. Diatre, scuba suit.
Yeah. She went.
I always think that way. I'm like, if you
was a full-on dive.
Out loud like that, then what else?
100%.
Yeah, it's like
100%.
Don't put your insecurities out on me, like
100%. So
I'll show you if you want to know, mama. Well, after she left, that's what my girlfriend said. She was like, well, if she want to know how to pick up a guy, just ask. I'll tell you. And I was like, yeah, but people ain't going to ask shit like that. People... How to bag a dude. They're not.
Should that be an episode?
Maybe.
Well.
Maybe, because there's some people out here that got no game. I be looking at people like, what, you waiting for the dude to come up to you? Just send him a drink.
You know what, though? That's true. Should we get into this? Fine. That's true, because it's funny. When it's for someone else, I have no problem being like, girl, you better, whatever, like, send him a drink or write a little note or whatever. But I find that in the past, when it's been for me, I'm like even we were on our way to we went to see the Bad Bunny. There was like this string orchestra rendition of Bad Bunny, and I guess it happens often with different artists, but it was so great. I'm gonna put a reels together. I have tons of reels to put together. I haven't done shit, but I'm committed. I'm committing to doing something. But on the way there, was it on the way there? On the way there was this gorgeous man on the subway.
Train. Yeah.
On the train. And I was like, oh my God. That was like Diana. I mean, let's not even go into the experience we had before that. But we're talking about this specifically. And I was like, oh my God, he's so gorgeous, so beautiful. The minute he looked at me, I was like,
I didn't even see him. I got the marriage eyes. Blind. No. Zambute. I didn't see him because it was other shit going on.
The train was packed.
I didn't see him. If she would have made me aware, then I would have been like...
we were ending conversation.
But once he was leaving, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
How come you ain't say nothing?
Oof. But then he comes and he stands right next to me because I'm by the seat that you go out the train doors. And I was like... And I said out loud without looking at him, I was like, he's so gorgeous. But I saw him looking at me, and I was like... So clearly I don't have 2 or 3 to go.
I mean, it is a subway thing, too, like...
I don't know if there's an app or used to be a website or something. It was called Close Encounters. I don't even know if it was Close Encounters or not. Yes.
In New York.
Yes. But it was like... Hey,
I just saw you on the 6.
In the yellow jacket across the platform. You caught my eye and blah blah blah. And people have connected that way. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I don't know if it was called Close Encounters.
Why were you looking at me? I'm just so mean.
You gotta fuck up the romance.
No. Let the romance be. I'm so sorry, but I think I might have blocked some of that romance, if you want to call that romance.
Blocked your blessings.
Blessings, right? When people used to come up to me, and I used to be like, "What made you even think I wanted you to come over here?"
Let's talk about the fact that she called me an asshole the other day.
Not in a bad way.
And I was like, am I? And now what I've done in this week is really embracing my asshole tendencies.
That's right.
But that
shit
was an asshole. Fucking.
Absolutely. But guess what? Dudes love that shit. When you treat them like shit.
You know.
To a certain extent. I mean, you're not just going to be lathering diarrhea all over the dude. I'm just saying, like.
Just poop, not the diarrhea. You just got to give him
a little challenge.
Just poop.
Just a little challenge.
Like hard poop, not diarrhea.
Just a little challenge.
Jesus. Anyway, so let's talk about a little bit about last season. Let's recap. We talked about the no sex talk. We talked about
which
BDE.
You guys loved.
You guys loved no sex talk. And you guys loved BDE, which was big dick energy.
Open relationships.
Open relationships was a
You guys was all about that.
You guys loved open relationships, which makes me question what's happening. What is really happening in these relationships? Because
some people are open.
Are they open without being open?
They don't know they open.
They don't know they open.
There's a lot of people breaking up.
Yo, I have found that too. I have found that it's either COVID like broke people up immediately, or COVID made people feel like they were stronger together. And then now that COVID is like subsiding, I think what has happened, I know for me, is even though I feel like I've always been someone to really take note and pride in life, in like the beauty of life, and joy and happiness and all these things, more than quotes and like bullshit. But I do feel like what COVID did is ingrain in me that life is short. And then like losing Amber, and I just feel like not only losing Amber, but watching her go through her cancer for the last 19 months. Even though I lost Sarita 8 years ago, who was a great friend of mine, to stomach cancer. But I just feel like my age, my daughter, COVID, and losing someone like Amber in such a short period of time. Sarita fought cancer for like 6 years. So it was like we felt like we got more time with her. But Amber got sick, got better, and then got sick and passed away within like 2 months. So I think that a mixture of COVID has and coming out of it has made people be like, the fuck am I doing with my time and my life? And like, is this what I want? And it's not just relationship, like work. Didn't you get the lady, and I think we touched upon it a little bit at the end of the last season, that was like, I quit my job. Mm-hmm.
Open a food truck.
Like,
and she is happy.
So I'm here for this season, by the way. Mm-hmm. Bichota years with S's or C's.
Whatever.
Because I feel like life is short, and I feel like everyone is starting to realize, like, do I really need to be putting up with this bullshit?
Right.
Or whether it's work, whether it's him, whether it's her, whether it's your parents, whether it's, toxic relationships was a good one. Mm-hmm. I feel like you guys resonated with a lot of those. So what are we bringing this season?
This season, I think that we have something called, what was it? Bad bitches?
Bad bitches have bad days.
Have bad days too. I love that title. And it has to do with everything. It has to do whether or not you have children, whether or not you have a job, whatever it is. You could be a bad bitch and have a fucking bad day. Like, it's okay.
For sure.
You can have a bad week. You can have a fucking bad month. You just got to crawl up out of that shit. So we want to talk about that. And we're going to touch on, because I want to touch on that mental aspect. I want to make sure that people know that it's okay to have anxiety. It's okay to have touches of depression. It's okay because it's normal. Mm-hmm. It's not something that's so taboo that everybody want to make it like it's taboo, but you got to make sure that you get that help, that you ask for help. Because you can't go through it and then put a face I don't know if you've seen that commercial where the lady, they're talking about an antidepressant and the lady has a mask like this when she goes into public.
Yes.
And it's a happy mask. And then when she goes home, she puts and she's like, so, no, you got it.
Which, by the way,
you got people.
P.S. I was just having this conversation yesterday. Fucking total secretary sidebar. But a lot of these influencers on social media, and we know of one specifically, that come off like they have such great lives and are so amazing and doing so well. And by the way, they are bit successful businesses and like their social media is blowing up and they're getting brand partnerships. But once they close that social media, they are depressed. Like, very depressed. And sad, like, going through divorces, going through loss.
I'd rather be happy in person and not post. I don't. If you do follow me on my personal one, I really
and if you don't, you should. I
haven't really posted anything over the summer, and I think we were intentional about not posting stuff on Cositas because we wanted to enjoy our summers. We wanted to enjoy our families. We wanted to enjoy just the in-person situations with people. And I understand that we have to, grow our audience and all that stuff, and we're gonna do that, right? But we wanted to make sure that we were in person with the people that were, sharing space with, they're loving on us and all that stuff. I think all that is important. So I didn't mean to get deep. Jesus, perdón. I'm sorry. Pero también, espérate.
What am I going to say we're going to do this season? We're talking about sex. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about sex. We're talking about bad bitches had bad days too. We're talking about sex. We're talking about business. We're talking about sex. We're going to interview some really dope people, maybe, depending. We're working on some stuff. Latinas who are killing it in their space or what they're doing or can share some advice or therapy or whatever. Keeping it true to this podcast and Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. Like, I wish we would have known it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to not stay. It's okay to not feel like love is becoming a caretaker. It's okay to choose yourself.
So another one of the topics that we were going to talk about is self-care, self-love.
And what that looks like.
Self-esteem issues.
Yes, we're going to delve into self.
Being gaslit, because when we were talking about toxic relationships, a lot of people brought up that gaslight. So being gaslit, you have to understand that because manipulation is so big. And people are sometimes stuck in relationships. They don't even know that they're being manipulated because the manipulator's so good.
And by the way, you could be like me. It's what I feel.
It's happened to me.
Smart as a whip, badass, don't put up with shit in business and at home and whatever. And then you reflect and realize, oh shit, I may have allowed some manipulative tendencies to be, I want to say performed, but I don't like that word for this, but to be used on me without noticing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
it slid in.
Yes.
Just a tip.
Yes, just a tip. Or maybe the whole thing slid in. And that's the problem. That you ain't feel it.
That's the problem.
That you ain't feel it.
Shit. And another...
You didn't feel it fully.
Another topic that I am so excited to talk about is the freaky. Being a freak. I can't wait because, we went to, as she said, we went to this...
Did I say we were going to talk about sex?
We went to the Bad Bunny on Strings concert in Brooklyn. And we went to dinner with a whole bunch of Rocio's friends who are amazing. Shout out to Ileana and Erica.
Our friends.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
And there were other people there too. Raven and other people. But anyway, so we were talking and there were some guys there. And
that's why we selectively said other people. That's why.
So when we talked about being freaky, people said regular things like, oh, I like somebody to suck my toes, or I like somebody to suck this.
But by the way, is sucking your toes regular?
Right. So it's just like, I thought it was regular.
I do too, but you're talking to two very sex positive women.
Right. So I'm sitting on the opposite side of Rocio and this person.
And we heard different things. But we heard some of the same, but then the different endings. So she'll tell you what she heard.
So I heard from my side of the table, and others heard from my side of the table,
Ileana and Erica,
that a person likes to shove their testicles inside people's butts. Women's butts, not people's. Right. So I put my interviewer hat on because I want to know, how are you performing this? How is this happening? Because your balls have to be very long, or are you positioning yourself on top of her and she's facing the other way? And so there's all these things that are running.
So what I heard was the person likes to see the testicles.
He changed it.
Right by the crack of the
No.
anus.
Okay, wait.
Diana heard he likes to put the testicles inside the anus.
He changed it once everybody reacted.
Which made me sad because I feel like we were in a safe space.
I thought it was fine.
And if it was something I was into, I'd be like...
I wasn't shaming him. I just wanted to know more.
I want to know how.
How do you do this? So I think he might have said, I like this way for whatever. And it's fine. Like, if you do want to shove your testicles into somebody's butt, if you like it, I love it. But is
that freaky?
I would consider that freaky.
Okay.
Because you gotta shove the, like...
Because I wanted to know more. I wanted to know how. I wanted to know, is it a doggy style bringing... I imagined the testicles coming up. But the funny thing is, in conversation, the other gentleman with us immediately said, no, it's missionary, and the testicles already by the crack.
Yeah, and I was like, absolutely, you can't. I was like, you have to be where the woman is facing that way and the guy is facing that way.
It has to be, because then he came back and said he's a visual person and he wants to see it.
Oh, so then he said he likes to see the balls on top while he's doing doggy style, right?
Yes.
So then I was like, your balls long?
I said that too. Either the balls are long or his penis is thin. It's a thin penis and not earthy. Because if it's thin...
You said the thin?
It's got to be thin. Maybe it's thin. No, in my head.
Oh, well, he's going to know now.
But he probably is not listening. Or if you are.
He will. It's probably nothing. But his balls are long, and he just put it on top.
If you are, we want to know how.
I don't want to know.
I want to know more.
Oh, I want to know how. Whatever.
Yeah, I want to know more.
No, but we talked to him, and he said he changed it.
Get a few
drinks. But anyway.
A few drinks.
So we just wanted to know what was...
freaky at that point, because at that point the conversation became
I don't think people would say it. It would almost have to be like an anonymous thing.
That's the problem. We've also found that about last season. Let's talk about what we found out last season.
Okay.
That y'all motherfuckers don't be keeping it 100. Straight up.
Damn.
I'm just going to put it out there. Because we get DMs, we get stories, we get private messages in person. Diana gets people stopping her. Okay? Loving the podcast, talking about my wife hasn't given me oral in I don't know how long. My girl, we broke up, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the podcast. But then when we go and put a question online, like, we want to know what you guys want to talk about.
We're not going to put you on blast.
What do we hear?
Crickets. Just know that if we're putting something out there, we're not going to say...
I'm not going to be like...
Sophia from down the street said, we're not going to do that. We're not going to blast nobody. We just want feedback.
Seriously, because we also don't want... You gotta... Diana just got to say for the We also don't want to feel like... Well, you know, I don't feel that way. I don't give a fuck who's thinking what. So it's anti-grass, and I take that back. Actually, I don't fucking care. But...
we would like some feedback.
We would like some feedback, especially because what we're going to do this season a little different is we plan to film
in person.
Yes.
So, yeah. Get ready to pay, too, because
so does Drink Champs do audience? Who's that podcast? Or with Nori?
They have Drink Champs, and so has...
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson and the other guy, the rapper that was on Love and Hip Hop, Joe Budden.
Oh. So
he sells out like civic centers and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start small.
Small, intimate places.
We're gonna start small.
Probably gonna be like 30 to 40 people. So you better get your tickets quick.
In the Northeast.
Get your tickets quick.
Yes. We've gotten great feedback. We've actually gotten people approaching us to film and to record and to host at their location. So we thought that was an answered prayer, because last season we were like, how dope would it be if we could do these events live? But for these events live to be successful, we need good audience participation.
Even if you don't participate in person, I understand you're probably there with your jump off or with your boyfriend, and your jump off is on the side somewhere, whatever.
Decide who you want to bring.
A question.
Let's like Ricardo's in the city on 110. Ricardo's is like this dope steak spot, Dino's, where you take your main. That's not where you take your side, bitch. So you need to decide who you're bringing.
Because if we, you know what, we won't even say nothing, but I know I'll know this.
And the funny thing is, we also will know. Bitch, you lying.
You lying. No.
But I get it. I respect it. So what you can do leading up to the event is send us the notes or the questions or the topics that you want to review. And of course, yes, we have fun banter and it's a lot of sex because maybe that's the season that I'm in. Is that the energy I'm giving off?
It's okay.
Good, because that's the season I'm in. But also because I think it's important. I think another thing that we've learned throughout the summer is that women aren't having these conversations.
They're not.
I know for me personally, I've made some big transitions and changes. And even with my most intimate group of girlfriends, I feel like me being honest and vulnerable
makes them uncomfortable.
Yes. But also makes them uncomfortable, but comfortable enough to be like, I'm so proud of you for choosing you. I'm so happy. You're happy, blah, blah, blah. And then slowly things trickle in like about them potentially being in marriages and not having had sex for months. Or not wanting to have sex. Or not having good sex. Oh.
Yo. Yeah.
Diana will touch upon that.
If you can't tell somebody you're not having good sex with them, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? You can't be worried about feelings and
crickets.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be able, if you're with someone, you have to be able to express to them what you want. If you want your box eaten every night, you gotta let them know. If he wants this, whatever he wants, he gotta be able to.
Which tell him about the guy who told you.
Oh, I touched on this last season a little bit. We were at a bar and he had happened to hear his girlfriend hearing us. So she was watching YouTube. He heard it and was sort of kind of listening on the background. But then once started talking about us saying, if your husband or your boyfriend want a blowjob, you gotta get him a blowjob. He came out and was like, yeah, sometimes I want. And, it was an opening for him to say, yeah, babe. And he said he had been with his wife, even though they're not married. He was telling me his girlfriend, but his wife, whatever. Because he kept saying girlfriend and wife. But anyways, which I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about? You got two?
Because I run into that a lot too.
I'm like,
but are you married or?
Right.
Well, we're not married, but we've been together. So that's not your wife.
But
she's the mother of my kids. Okay, she's the mother of your kids. But are you like it's like I can't like we gotta like.
But and at any rate, it was a great opening for him to say, hey, and ever since then, he says, it's been where if she like or wants something, if I'm doing something fucked up, she's able to express it, and I'm able to express it too. So,
but I think that's important. Yeah, I think that's important because I know we've made comments in the past, like, Diana said that if your partner or whatever wants oral sex or whatever, but it goes both ways. You get what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm never, and I know Diana would never be an advocate or cheerleader to be like, you just got to give a man what he... No, that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. We're an advocate of clear communication, clear understanding. Obviously, we're not therapists. I ain't your mama, I'm your friend. Exactly. I ain't your therapist, I'm your friend. But I think it's important to be in a healthy enough relationship, whether y'all just hooking up or whether you're in a relationship or whether you're husband and wife or whatever, where you feel like you can have these conversations.
Exactly. Because like I said in that last season, if you're a man, well, I'm not even going to say a man, if you're a woman and one of your top 5 things is to have oral sex and they're not doing that, you got to communicate that.
First of all, bitch, wait, top 5? 5 things in sex?
No, I'm just saying, like, because that's what I had said about the man. if one of your top 5 things is I want a blowjob.
Oh, 5 things in the relationship.
Right.
Because I was like, top 5 things in sex?
You can't go into a relationship with somebody
100.
Who doesn't do that? And they don't do that
100%.
And then be mad because you're not doing it.
100%. That's not gonna. Like
you gotta let them know. And it can't be. Oh, I can't tell her because I feel she's gonna think that I'm nasty. If she feel like you think that she think you nasty, then you don't need to be fucking with her.
I agree. I do think though that there are some things that are nasty. I will
like sticking your ball in the butt.
I don't know what I would do if I was having sex and then I felt the balls in my butt. I probably would pause
wait a minute,
and look back and say,
okay, that's what we're doing?
Oh, that's what we're doing? I would have loved to know that was a thing. That's where the communication comes in. But, like, I'm not peeing on someone and I don't want to be peed on.
Or shitted on.
Like Biggie has that famous verse. And that's cool. But, this is a no judgment zone. But that's some nasty shit. Just saying.
Literally. This is a no judgment zone.
This is a no judgment zone. But if you're into the urination, that's cool.
Wait.
Do you?
This is a no judgment zone, but that's some nasty shit.
But that's like for me, it's just like some things are cooler in theory than in reality, like sex on the beach in the sand.
Horrible.
Really?
Scratchy.
Sex on a house that's luxury on a beach?
It don't gotta be luxury.
I'm saying.
I'll take a 2-bedroom shack.
A beautiful cottage, not a shack. A beautiful cottage, 2-bedroom on the beach, but on the sand. You know, it's just things that are better in theory than in reality.
Right.
You know, like the chocolate and all that shit is great.
And whipped cream, but then that's yeast.
Until it's not only that, until it's on your sheets and on your bed. It's also like when you get mad and you visualize like throwing a glass, you got to clean the glass up. Like some things are just better in theory than in reality.
Yeah.
Like, anywho. So we are so excited.
So excited.
So excited. By the way, we had to change mics several times because
we're both very loud.
It's been confirmed that I tend to break out into song. Diana tends to break out into, what's the word you're going to use this season?
For the ratchet. Ratchet. Yo, there's been some ratchet ass shit popping off. Oh my God, I can't even. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Anything else you want to say? I love some ratchet though. I love some ratchet. There got to be some ratchet in the mix.
That's the problem.
It has to be some ratchet in the mix.
That's why I took my mom to the prom.
It has to be some ratchet. If you have a mixing bowl, it can't just all be berries and beautiful. It has to be some ratchet in there.
And what would be ratchet in the mixing bowl of your berries?
I don't know. Some hood shit. I love the hood. I swear.
Shout out to Sands.
Sand on the side to the hood. Northland.
Ooh. Anywho.
You got memories there.
Exactly. You literally just took me back to like the memories to that exact location.
There.
Okay.
I gotta figure this out. I don't know if I should cut my hair or...
Anything else you want to tell the people about this season?
Y'all, tell your friend.
Tell your friends.
Tell your family.
Tell your family.
Share us.
Get
our numbers to grow. Like,
get our numbers. Subscribe. Tell your friend to tell a friend to tell their friends.
Yeah, because so when you come out, make it a girl's night.
I love it. Or a guy's night, which we realized.
I want guys to come.
We have a large male following.
We do have a male following. I had a guy come up to me at the park and say, "Yo, I love your podcast," and I was like, "What?"
100%. And awesome. Not a cornball.
And not a cornball. Right. Very, very important. Not a cornball. And I was like, which episode did you like? And what did you like about the episode? And he knew. And he told me. And I was like, he's a real listener.
I definitely got a little wet when she told me that. I thought that was awesome.
Yo, I I know. I'm gonna save that story.
What?
The Las Vegas story.
So can we put that into
We
though?
put that on the freak episode.
Freak.
Put that in the freak episode.
I love it.
Because I was just like,
BDE.
BDE. We need to do a BDE too.
BDE too, because the feedback for BDE was good. So we have a lot of things planned. We never have enough time. Diana has a job. She's a mother, a wife, and like a leader in her home. I never have enough time.
But if you help us, this will probably be our job.
But maybe we'll be like Joe Budden. And you know what? Let's speak that into existence.
We are. We will be
We're going to start with very small events.
We'll be better than him.
We will be.
He's a very good interviewer, though.
Bigger and better than
whoever.
All right, guys. We love you.
Thank you so much for listening. Share us. Tell your friends. Make it a girls' night. When you see us, say hi. Don't be shy. It's okay. You can say hi.
Say hi. What?
You don't want
Don't say hi to me.
You don't want me to say
No.
oh.
Just kidding. Am I?
I'm an asshole, but you can say hi to me. I'm fine.
Am I kidding? I moved to New York and they told me that what did my ex-boyfriend tell me? Oh, you've changed. Whatever.
I mean, that's the only constant. The fuck?
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!